Welcome to the Tea with the Masters podcast, featuring three of the world's leading martial arts experts: the warrior, world breaking champion, professional teacher, mentor, and World Martial Arts Congress representative for the Republic of Ireland, Sifu Keith Fanning; the scholar, author, speaker, mentor, business coach, and president of the USA Hapkido Union, Grandmaster Richard Hackworth; the philosopher, author, champion athlete, fitness coach and competitor, and USA representative for the Korean Martial Arts Instructors Association, James R. Hogwood, PhD. This show is sponsored by WorldMartialArtsMedia.com, the world's leader in martial arts education, information, and entertainment. We invite you to like and share this video with your friends and subscribe to this channel so that you never miss an exciting episode. Now, let's get on with the show.
Hi folks, my name is Sifu Keith Fanning. I'm known in this podcast as the Warrior, as my specialty would be a lot to do with the striking arts of the martial arts, but it's also the warrior mindset that I try and pass on to all my students and everybody who trains with me. I currently hold a master rank in Kung Fu, and I've also got black belts in various martial arts and accredited grades in Muay Thai and kickboxing. My training tips that I normally pass on to people is about goals, rewards, talking about your training, and keeping a focus on what you do day to day, and not just in your dojo, dojang, or school. So today, the first tip I'm going to share is about goals. Setting goals for yourself and your training is sometimes daunting, and you can pick too many or too big a goal. So what I suggest to people is that they pick smaller goals, more achievable goals, but keep a weekly or a daily task on them. So if you pick a goal that you want to kick at a certain height, or you want to do a certain amount of punches or a certain amount of press-ups, push-ups, chin-ups, whatever, you pick a daily task or a weekly task where you add a little bit of height or an extra rep, whatever it happens to be, but they're small goals. Rather than saying, I want to be able to do 100 chin-ups. Well, I want to start with 1 today and I'm going to try 2 tomorrow. It's just a little goal thing that my master used to do with me. So it's something that I pass on to everybody still. Once you pick a small goal, the bigger goals become easier. But it's always about having that big goal in front of you somewhere. My master used to say to write it down, put it somewhere that you walk past every day. So subconsciously you could see what your goal was, and you always had it in your subconscious that you wanted to reach that goal. However, the smaller goals are goals that you can put down on a day-to-day basis, and you can say, you know, I want to do that 1 extra rep, or I want to kick that 1 piece higher, or whatever it happens to be. Again, your goal must suit what your training purposes are at the time. For me, I do a lot of breaking. I'm known for some of the different breaks I do. So one word I could use for it is different. I don't do just conventional breaking. I'm not just a competitive breaker. I break for fun too. But every day I try and set a new goal where my hands will be that bit better, a bit more conditioned. And I'm always trying to train for my small goals. My big goals happen to be when I get to competition that I can perform to the best of my abilities and hopefully win. It's always nice to have that goal of wanting that big belt or a big medal to bring home and show the kids. The second tip is going to be down to rewards. So when you reach that goal that you've set, whether it be a weekly, a daily, or an overall goal, you must reward yourself. You have to pat yourself on the back. It's something I know that a lot of men and women don't do. I can being guilty of that one myself, where I've set goals, I've reached the goal, and I haven't given myself the pat on the back that I needed and that I should have, because I deserved it. After all, I'd set a goal and I wanted to push towards it, and I did. So a little reward. It could be as simple as a treat with your coffee. It could be, a takeout. It might be that new pair of trainers that you wanted. But that could be your reward. Whatever it happens to be, it has to be a reward for you. So if you've hit your reward, now obviously if it's a daily goal, your reward has to match what it is. So as I said, if it's a thing that you want, I don't know, a muffin or a donut or a cookie with your coffee, well, that may be your reward for your daily goal. So as my master used to say, we had Friday nights was our reward nights. So if you'd done everything that you were supposed to do that week, Friday night we would go to maybe a movie, or we would go somewhere nice and get a nice bit of fresh fish down by the seaside, or something along those lines, where it was a nice reward for a hard week's training and a positive week's training. The next thing I'm going to talk about is talking about your training. My master always said that talking about your training helped keep your brain in a warrior's mindset. And it's something I've tried to really, really push on to people and let them know, you're in a dojo, you're in a class, you're in your training place, your training area for a limited amount of time per week. When you get to there, you start talking about maybe a football game, or you start talking about a hard day at work you had. So although you've arrived at your class at 7 p.m, your brain isn't actually in that class until you stop talking about your external conversation. So my master used to say, on the way to training, sometimes the best way to travel to training was with another training partner, because that way you traveled and talked about the training session you had the previous day, or the training session that you're hoping that you're going to have that night. So now when you get to your training hall, your brain is already in a training mode. So when you arrive at 7 p.m. for your class, your brain is already there. And then when you leave your training hall, whether it's 8 p.m, 9 p.m, whatever, you're now traveling home. You're talking about how good that class was, and you're running over, well, I did this technique and you did that technique, and I preferred this piece and you preferred that piece. So for the whole journey home, you're now still talking about training. So your brain is still in that training mode. So now we're going to pick 1 hour. So you had 1 hour of training, you had 30 minutes of traveling over, you had 30 minutes of traveling back. So now instead of just being 1 hour in the training hall, you had 2 hours of interaction and thinking about training. Some of my best friends have been training with me. So on a day-to-day basis, we will sit and we'll have a cup of tea or a cup of coffee. We will talk training. We'll talk about how good the session was the last day and how much we want to improve on the next session. So your brain is in that warrior mindset. And I think that's part of why I became so qualified with the coaching I do, the mentoring I do, because I try to keep people in a warrior mindset for a longer period of time. That way, we can make sure that at any given point, your brain is not thinking about football when you need to be in a dojo or in a situation. You're walking down the road and the situation could come out of nowhere. It depends on where your brain is, it depends on how you react. And it goes back to the whole flight or fight reaction. And again, it's just one of those things where you can't always be in a warrior's mindset, but it is nice to know that it's there when you need it. Part of the mentoring programs I do is where I try and get the person, depending on the training they want to do, whether it's weight training, fat loss, weight loss, splits training, kung fu, kickboxing, getting faster, getting stronger, whatever it happens to be. It's each one, we create their own warrior, and they become the warrior, and they become the person that they desire to be. and we help them along their journey. And I think that's part of what I love about my job and about how I approach things with different people and different martial artists, because it gives me a great sense of achievement when I see people reaching their goals, getting their rewards, and being excited and talking about the training session they've had or the training session they're about to have. Because I think that shows that it's going in and people are really and truly enjoying themselves from their training. So for me, that's kind of a big thing in my mentoring program and my training and teaching. Anyway, hopefully you've learned something from this and you've taken something away from it. I'm looking forward to getting more in depth with some of these podcasts. Again, I'm always there. I love to reach out to people and talk to people. So if you listen to this and you like anything you hear, feel free to reach out. Thank you for listening. Talk soon.
Hello, friends, and welcome to the pilot episode of Tea with the Masters. I'm known as the Scholar. My name is Richard Hackworth, author of the book Be a Life Champion, The Martial Arts Way. I'm a lifelong martial artist with master level ranks in Taekwondo, Hapkido, Usul, Kuk-Kum-Sul Korean Sword, and an instructor certification in Yangshen Tai Chi. I run a digital marketing company that services traditional martial arts school owners. I am passionate about helping school owners, so during my segments, I'm going to teach you how to increase enrollments, improve retention, and learn how to achieve the lifestyle that you desire. I have spent the last 35 plus years learning every good way that there is to market your martial arts school to the local community. These are the same methods that I use to market my own school, so you can be sure that I'm only going to share the things that work. I guarantee you that this video is going to be valuable for you and helpful to any traditional martial arts business. So, with all of that said, let's go ahead and dive into the 5 tips that I want to share with you today. The first tip is very simple to put in place, and that is the sign for your building and your window signage for your school. The sign for your building should be basic and say what you are. The sign in your windows should tell people that what you do is safe and fun and easy to learn. It should also convey that this is a place where you will make new friends. Many school owners make the mistake of listing their credentials on the windows. This is a huge mistake because people are looking for the benefits. They always want to know what's in it for them. It might make you feel good to share on your window that you are a 7 times world champion, but that does not attract students. The second tip that I want to share with you is that you need to understand who your target audience is and design content that is attractive and informative to that audience. Creating these kinds of posts are my specialty. There are 2 areas that you will want to focus on, and that would be paid and organic marketing. If you're a struggling startup, then obviously you have more time than money. That's when you will want to focus on creating interesting, educational, and entertaining social media posts. If you're doing well, then you should consider investing in some paid marketing, such as Facebook ads. My third tip is to reach out to your current students and ask them how they heard about you and what was it specifically that made them come and join your program. You'll probably find some common answers, which will tell you exactly what you need to repeat more often to duplicate that success. This is highly effective. My 4th tip is to create a marketing funnel that will bring new people to your school. There are 3 areas of focus for your funnel. You will begin by creating public awareness about your business. Next, your marketing should introduce them to the benefits of training so that they can consider joining. And the last part of this funnel is the enrollment. Once they have come in, you can review with them the benefits and then invite them to become a student. Now, on the organic side of your funnel, you're going to be creating awareness and should include things like getting more Google reviews, having people share your page on Facebook and Instagram, or to share one of your YouTube videos on their social media. People are more likely to join from seeing a business referral from a friend. Now here we are at tip number 5. You must provide great customer service and be building relationships, because that is how you develop loyal long-term students. And believe me, this is important. And it is the reason that I now have children in my Taekwondo class whose parents were students of mine when they were children. I don't think you can get any stronger referral than that. We have a system to teach you step by step how to build that kind of rapport and loyalty. Connections, relationships, and referrals attract the most loyal and committed students that you will ever find. Doing this must be a priority. Now it's time for a bonus tip. A great way to combine these methods is with a referral contest. Referral contest prizes that get the best results for enrolling new children are things like a Nintendo Switch or an iPad. I have found in the past that these types of referral contests generate 5 times more visits to the school than our direct mail coupons that cost around $700 each time that we do it. So if I can give away a $300 Nintendo Switch and get 5 times the results that I would get from a $700 direct mail ad, then that is favorable math any day of the week. I hope that you got something from this video, and I look forward to the next time that we're together. Be sure to follow me on social media.
My name is Professor James Ross Hogwood. I am a member of the U.S. Korean Martial Arts Instructors Association, Vice President of the USA Hapkido Union, former Senior Instructor at Controlled Force. I hold rank and belts in Japanese, Chinese, and Korean martial arts disciplines. I have lived in the Chattanooga area for over 30 years. I have been training in the martial arts for 49 years. As a member of this broadcast, I hope to reach out to all those martial arts instructors that are independent, who think that there is no way for them to continue their journey and to advance because either they've left their original school or their instructors have passed away. We here at the Korean Martial Arts Association and the World Hapkido Union would like to extend offers out to all those individuals that are looking for advancement, as long as they can show that they are dedicated and they have the skill sets needed to obtain the ranks in which we give them. We look forward to hearing from those independent martial arts instructors. 3 things of advice that I can give you: body, mind, and spirit. Train your body every day as if tomorrow will never come. Condition your mind so that when tomorrow does come, you're ready to face it. Have the spirit to always continue to move forward. Please follow my page at the International Independent Hapkido Alliance. I hope you have a blessed day.
You have been watching the Tea with the Masters podcast. On behalf of our show hosts, we thank you for watching and remind you to visit our sponsor, WorldMartialArtsMedia.com, the world's leader in martial arts education, information, and entertainment. We look forward to having you join us again next time. We love to hear from you, so please feel free to leave us some words of encouragement in the comments section below.